The Indiana Fever play the Sparks tonight, but before we get to that, let me take a quick look back at the game against the Storm. Now, Caitlin Clark went 21-7-7, first player in WNBA history to have over 20 points in the first 3 road games ever. That's major. She came out missing, I think, 0 for 5 in her first 3-point attempts. Didn't really matter. As a team, they went 6 for 22, and the Storm went 6 for 20. So that didn't really matter that they came out cold. Aaliyah Boston, last 2 games. Now, I said I wanted to see her get a little bit tougher, right? I didn't like how she handled that confrontation with Jacquel Jones. So then we saw in the game against the Suns, she had one a little tight with Alyssa Thomas. I like the way she handled that a lot better. On this channel, if I come and I criticize anything and I see a correction on it, I'm gonna come back definitely and point it out because it's only fair. So I did see that. Also, I said I want to see her shoot more jumpers, and it said she shot 2 threes. One was just a fling, a heave at the end of the game, but one was an honest 3-point attempt. So I like to see that as well. If she can get up maybe 50 attempts for the whole year, just a little bit over 1 attempt a game, maybe 1.3, that'd be great for me. Huge for the Fever going forward too. More important than whether or not she had a bad game last game or not. Now, Leah wasn't the only one that was out there playing bad because Skylar Diggins-Smith, she also stunk it up all night and pretty much has had a slow start to the season as well. Um, 1 for 10, 1 for 10 at that point in the fourth quarter when the game was tied at about the 6 minute mark. And that's really where the game was won and lost because one got put out the game and then the other one got put into the game. Aaliyah Boston and Erica Willer, they both had the worst plus minus. Erica Willer had the worst plus minus off of the bench. Aaliyah Boston had the worst plus minus as far as starters go. So putting them in the game at that point was a mistake. And Christie Sides, yeah, it cost them the game. Not really a huge loss for the Fever in the big scheme of things because the only way they're going to win the championship in the next 3 years is to bring in some rim protection, turn Celeste Taylor into a legit two-way threat off of the bench or starting, and to lose enough games to go ahead and get in Paige Beckers next season as the wing. Put her at the 3. I call it Operation Turn the Page. We can talk about that later. We don't have to discuss it now. It's not really that important. Tonight, they play against the Sparks. Now, unless the Sparks listen to my advice on the last video and insert Rakia Jackson into the starting lineup, then the Sparks are going to have a similar lineup to the Storm, whereas they have a 5'9" player playing the wing, 5'9" Lexi Brown at the shooting guard, who's more of an offensive player than a defensive stopper that Caitlin had to go against the first 4 games. So another opportunity for Caitlin to do well. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead, go on the record right now and say this would be Caitlin's first 30-point game. Mark it, I said it. First 30-point game tonight against the Sparks. Will they win or lose? I don't know. We'll see if they put Rakia Jackson in as a starter. She did play more minutes than Clarendon did last game, but as a starter, there's a difference. Trust me. Still not really that important. Hope to see a great game from both of them. What's more important is the tweet from Angel Reese. We all saw it. The tweet from Angel Reese, or the post on X. It's no longer called Twitter. So the post on X from Angel Reese. Now, I don't know if you heard former NBA player Jeff Teague's comments on his podcast where he was saying that the league was playing it wrong and that some of the players should play this more like the WWE. And he meant a different thing than what we're seeing here. But maybe she's taking his advice a different way and she's playing up the role of the WWE heel here to break records for the televised game that they have coming up on the 1st. That'd be Camila Cardoso's return as well. If so, I mean, that's a smart strategy to go for that goal. For the long term, yeah, not great. She built up a lot of goodwill against the Liberty last night, had a great showing against Brianna Stewart. And I think to turn around and immediately turn off a lot of players, a lot of people who's not really trying to pick sides. We just pure basketball fans. And a lot of people aren't just pure basketball fans, they're Caitlin Clark fans. And they were like, hey, the Angel Reese girl's not so bad. Now you instantly turn that around in like one post. I won't say tweet, but in one post, you just killed all of that for the long term. Maybe you can win them back, and maybe it's worth it just to go ahead and break these records on your guys' game on a 1st. You guys are negotiating a TV contract. Maybe you're doing your part to help that happen. Either way, I still think it's ill-advised for Angel Reese's personal brand in the short term and the long term. But what I do know for sure is that Indiana Fever got to win that game. They don't have to win against the Sparks. They play the Sparks again after that Chicago Sky game. Maybe they'll split the series. We'll see. Not so important that they win tonight. They got to win that game against the Sky. It's no other way. We haven't seen the best of Aaliyah Boston. well, I believe at minimal, she'll return to her 14.5 points and her 8.5 rebounds from last season at some point soon. We've seen other players besides her struggle so far and start to get it together, including Jewel Lloyd, who went off last game. So I still have faith that we'll see that version of Aaliyah Boston and maybe an improved version as she starts to extend her range out some. But they have to pull it together. All of this getting close that they've been doing and going against the best in the league, they need to pull all of that together on the first and make sure that they bring that and win against the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky, excuse me. They have to make sure they win against the Chicago Sky. There's no other way around it. Can't take a loss that night. You can lose the rest. Operation Turn the Page. Remember that. You can lose the rest of the games. Cannot lose that game against the Sky. 30 points from Caitlin tonight. I'm putting my name on it. Rakia Jackson starting lineup. If not tonight, then very, very soon. I'm putting my name on it. Um, other than that, maybe I'll come back and live stream. Maybe I'll come back and live stream. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll start doing that. Either way, I'll be back on the next one. So right or wrong, you can let me know in the comments if I got it or not. I'm not hiding. I'm ducking no smoke. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.